Hey, good people, thank you very much for tuning once again. I'm so happy, guys, and I welcome you back to our channel. We are looking at Candace Owens taking us through very controversial, very beautiful topic. She says that Lizzo just wants attention. Let's get into this, guys, and see what she has for us. Thank you.
Instead, we have a world in which men can be women, in which fat is beautiful. In fact, worse than that, Cosmopolitan, of course, had that wonderful cover where they said fat is healthy. Clinical obesity is healthy. A friend of mine tweeted an old picture. Now, again, this is an old picture of Lizzo, and Gino wrote on Twitter, obesity is on the rise, and yet women are told by celebrities and the media that being obese is normal and healthy. You never see them try this stuff with men. Only women are insecure enough to fall for it. And beneath is that year-old photo of Lizzo, who is butt naked holding a coffee mug and I guess feeling beautiful when actually she does look factually disgusting and unhealthy. That's just the truth, okay? This is not a beautiful photo. I don't like when women are half naked on the internet ever, but this is offensive. It's offensive to look at. And of course, she's posting this because she wants to drum up a reaction. And likely the reaction she got was from a bunch of women on the internet lying to her, telling her that she was brave and that she was telling them that fat is wonderful and beautiful, when in reality, fat is the number one killer in America. That's the truth, okay? Heart disease, which comes from obesity, obesity-led heart disease, is the number one killer in America. And they don't care. They don't care. They're going to convince women that they should feel bad for fat people by encouraging them in their fatness. Instead, women should be saying to Lizzo, Lizzo, I love you so much. You're so talented. I want you to be around longer. I want you to have many more albums. Something that you can do now that you are also extremely wealthy and you are having such commercial success is hire a personal trainer. She could hire a full-time chef. She could have somebody follow her around and be like, don't eat that. Let me whip you up something from scratch. Because you're wealthy, you're in the 1% now. She could do that. She doesn't want to because she's being affirmed in her fatness by other women. Other women are affirming her in her fatness, and now she's starting to embody fatness as a brand, and she doesn't think that she can go the other way. She thinks she's a symbol for fatness equals happiness, and it doesn't, okay? Being fat is a miserable experience. I know this because I have people in my family that have struggled with weight issues. It's not fun to feel like that all day. I just know it from when I'm 9 months pregnant. I'm out of breath when I go up 3 stairs. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait to have this baby because I'm tired of being tired. I'm tired of being tired from moving my body. So it doesn't matter if she takes videos of herself and pictures of herself and pretends to be happy because she's getting that temporary serotonin hit, that dopamine hit from people on the internet telling her she looks good. She does not actually feel good. She can't feel good. And so I responded to that and people got very angry. I responded to that tweet and I said, only women could be emotionally manipulated into supporting their own eradication via support for quote unquote trans men. I meant to say trans women. Only women could be fooled into supporting a death cult of fat acceptance. Today's cultural battles prove that women are more irrational and emotional than men. I went on to say, if you peep the comments on any of Lizzo's fat acceptance photos, you will undoubtedly find a score of bat insane women telling her that she looks beautiful. Men do not lie to other men in this way. They do not pretend that clinical obesity is beauty. The internet was very upset by this, and for a full day, I had people tagging me, telling me that Lizzo was more beautiful than me, that Lizzo is greater than me, that she's more magical than me, whatever, get it, pixie dust. I get all of the lies that I am talking objectively about her clinical obesity, and people telling me that I don't have a right to comment on it. Have you guys seen the photos of Lizzo with her ass cheeks out at a basketball game? Lizzo with her ass cheeks out at an airport? So she has a right to be disgusting in public for attention, to do something that none of us would do, by the way. Because in the real civil world, outside of perversity in Hollywood, we don't go to a basketball game wearing assless chaps. It's not civil. We don't act like this. But no. The internet is telling me she's allowed to do that, but I'm not allowed to comment, right? This kind of gets into what Ben Shapiro talks about, like tattoo syndrome, when people do something that's so ridiculous and they do it for attention and for reaction. And then when you react, they tell you you're the bad. How dare you react? How dare you look at me? How dare you comment on me being naked in the middle of a basketball game? What's wrong with you, Candace? Are you just not a happy person? No, I am a very happy and contented person. You are being a perverse person. You are celebrating something that is a danger to you and to others who follow this trend. It is in fact, a part of a death cult. That's what fat acceptance is. You're rebranding a death cult and you're pretending that it's about body positivity. You should not feel positive about death and dying, okay? You should not feel positive about promoting people physically harming themselves when they can make daily changes to be better than themselves. That's nothing to be positive about. So I wrote, lastly, to everyone telling me that Lizzo is allowed to be naked in public, but the public is not allowed to comment on her body, gaslight someone else. You don't get to do outlandish things and then be offended when people comment on your outlandishness. She clearly wants attention. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But keeping up with this topic of the big girls and what happens when you lie to them and tell them that they're amazing all the time, they then become influencers. There exists on the internet. It's a wonderful, magical place. Fat influencers and TikTok, which is really a home for deranged individuals. You can always find which mental facility you belong in on TikTok. Well, there's an army of plus-sized influencers. And what they do is they go around demanding that society changes to accommodate their fullness, right? So we have one such woman, and her name is Jalen Chaney. She's from Vancouver, Washington, and she's gone so far as having started a change.org petition demanding for the FAA to protect plus-sized customers, detailing several demands to ensure that larger passengers can fly without issues. Now, I'll admit, seats are small, airplanes are uncomfortable. They've gotten smaller over time, but you don't understand exactly what she's referring to, and you don't really understand exactly what she looks like. See, there's this lie that people are talking about, well, if you're not a size 0, they call you fat. Nope, we're not talking about that, right? There is an entire range of people. You can be bigger and you can still be healthy, and you can be thin and you can still be healthy. I am talking about people that are Lizzo sized and larger, that are now demanding that the entire world accommodates their clinical obesity. As I said, Jalen Chaney is one such person, and she kicked off the petition after claiming that her and her fiance were subjected to discrimination on a recent flight from Washington to Denver, which took just over 2 hours. She claimed that other passengers refused to sit next to them, with the pair receiving hateful comments and disapproving looks while traveling. Now I'm going to show you what this couple looks like. Here's a photo of her traveling, and then I'm going to show you a video of her on her TikTok. Take a listen to her.
Travel might look a little different for us plus-size folks, but it's still possible. The airlines should do a better job accommodating us, but until then, I'll keep shouting my message from the rooftops. You deserve to travel just as much as anyone else.
So if she would like to know why her and her husband are getting dirty looks, assuming that they purchased one seat and they had to sit next to somebody else, it's because air travel is expensive. And when I spend $500 on an airline seat, I don't expect that I'm going to have to share 1/3 of my seat with a person that is too fat to fit in between the armrests. That's pretty much that simple. Unless you are going to, as we're sitting on the plane, say, here, let me give you 1/3 of the ticket price you paid. Let me Venmo you 1/3 of that. I don't want to lift my armrest. I've been in these circumstances where the stewardess comes and asks you if you can lift your armrest so that the other person next to you is comfortable. You look at the other person and they look like they belong on TLC's My 500-Pound Life. And I think, are you going to give me a credit for my seat? Did I not pay for this seat? Why would I have to share? Does that even make sense to you? It's like going to a restaurant, you order a meal, and the waitress comes over and she's like, well, you see the fat person over there? They'd like 1/3 of your meal. Could you just cut a piece? No, actually, I ordered this, I paid for this, and I plan on eating it. But no, she's got the opposite mentality. She's got, well, there's just more of me than you. And by the way, talk about skinny discrimination. Let our suitcases be even 1/2 pound overweight. We're going to have to pay an extra $50. But if you are a full 450 pounds overweight, they don't care. No problem. No weight limit. You get right on the plane, and we're going to do everything we can to accommodate you. And we're going to ask skinnier people to lift up the armrest. Yes, there should be a policy that demands that they must purchase 2 seats. That's just it. If you cannot fit in between the armrests, it should be just like when you go to Six Flags, right? They sit. Can you ride this ride? Sit here. Can you fit in this? Are you this height? Nope, you can't ride the ride. You go to the airport, they should look at you and they should say, can you sit in between these armrests? You should have a little mock armrest outside. And if the answer is no, you cannot, and you're spilling into the next seat, you should be required to purchase 2 seats. It's that simple. But no, I'm sure women on the internet would say, that's mean. that could hurt somebody's feelings. That might hurt somebody's feelings. And so instead, we should sign her change.org petition, and we should demand that TSA implement clear guidelines for screening plus-size travelers. And she wants to make sure that they offer sensitivity training and provide accessible screening equipment. She also says that she's not sure how people are going to pay to accommodate them, because if they need 2 seats, then I guess somebody else should pay for it, and that somebody else should be us, I guess. It should be worked into our prices. She doesn't care. The more important thing is that we are making it a safe place for fat people, the airline. So that's what she thinks about that. So you know what to do to subscribe to Daily Wire Plus. Go ahead and click the link in the description and subscribe right now. And be sure to come back tomorrow, because there'll be a brand new episode.
Oh no, that was a straight talk. I really like that argument, and it's very straight. Yeah, you look at these guys arguing, and it is everybody's right to argue. And if I was in the airline business, I would see this as an opportunity for business. Maybe people should pay per kg, per weight, or people should pay per the size of a person. Yeah, you pay your ticket per size, and that would be very, very, very beautiful. Guys, thank you for watching. This is very encouraging, very straight talk, and I like this. If today is your first time here, please do press that subscription button and also the notification bell, so that next time you will be able to get this great content. See you again next time. Bye bye.